Hi everyone! Today I'll show you how to crochet this beginner-friendly phone bag that is perfect for practical everyday use. I'll also link the adjustable strap tutorial at the end of this video. For this project I used 1mm polyester rope. I will link you similar products in the video description. But you can also use whatever yarn you have on hand. I will use 2mm crochet hook with this polyester rope. I will begin with the main body of the bag. At first, do a slip knot and chain 28. This is not the entire width yet, because we will add a few more rows to the bottom of the bag. Place a double crochet into the third chain from the hook. Repeat the double crochet stitches till the end of this row. I will now place a double crochet into the last stitch. Now I will place another double crochet into this same stitch. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets again into this same stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into this same stitch, and one more. Continue with double crochets into each stitch until the end of this row. I have one more double crochet to place in this remaining stitch. And I will place another double crochet into this same stitch. I chain 1 and I will place 2 more double crochets into this same stitch, then chain 1 again. I will not add any more double crochets. I will simply connect the row now. I will insert my hook into the second chain of this initial double crochet and I will slip stitch. This is now the entire width of the bag. If you want to go for a bigger bag, then you would chain more in the initial row. To start a new row, I will insert my hook into this chain space I just left behind, and then I chain 1. Then I will place another double crochet into this same chain space. We formed an increase. And next I will proceed with double crochets in each stitch. Please continue and I'll meet you there. I came to the end of the row and I came to this chain space. Now I will place 2 double crochet in this same chain space. Next, 2 double crochets into each stitch of the previous row. And again 2 double crochets into the chain space. And then I will proceed in double crochets until I reach this curved corner again. Just double check. I have 2 double crochets into first chain, then 2 double crochets, then again 2 double crochets into the next chain space. And now I simply continue doing double crochets. So I came again to this curve and I will repeat the same steps I did before. I will place 2 double crochets into the first chain space, then I place another double crochet into the next stitch, again double crochet into the next stitch, and now careful, I already placed 2 double crochets in the chain space, so I will not need to add any more. I will just connect the row and slip stitch. I've just formed the bottom of the phone bag. In my next row, I will not do any increases. I will just add a row of double crochets in each stitch. So I chain 2 and then I proceed with placing double crochets in each stitch of this entire row. Please keep doing that and I will meet you at the end of this row. I arrived at the end of this row and I'm just placing a few last stitches. I am about to connect the row again, but I want to introduce a new color. So I'm not connected in just yet. So I pull the yarn of the new color and I keep crocheting with this new color. I slip stitched and then I will chain 2. If you prefer to make a bag of a solid color, no need to introduce any new color at this point. At this point, I will continue in ribbon pattern. So I need to find this first stitch of the previous row and I will crochet a front post double crochet. Next, I will do back post double crochet and I will alternate these 2 stitches for the entire row and for every single coming row. And just like that, alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet. I really like this pattern. It's very stretchy and sturdy and gives you lots of texture. Please continue and I will meet you at the end of this row. I arrived at the end of this row and this is how it looks now. Don't worry about the bottom part looking bigger. I will show you a trick how to make the bag more straight. Now I want to show you how I do this last back post double crochet. So I yarn over, I do the back post double crochet, but I don't finish it. Instead, I insert my hook again right before this front post double crochet I made in the beginning, and then I finish the double crochet, and in the next move I would chain and connect the row. I figured that this way the connection stays quite invisible. And here's a close-up again. See who came to do a quality control? Now back to work. If you don't change the color, then you just do a slip stitch at this point and you continue doing the ribbing, but I reintroduce the color I crocheted before. So I continue the following row in the dark gray, like in the very beginning. And I will alternate front and back post double crochets accordingly. Continue doing that and I will meet you at the end of the row. Here we go again, this last back post double crochet and the way I'm doing that. So I didn't finish my double crochet once, I reinsert my hook and then I pull through the loops like I would do in a usual double crochet. So at this point I will be alternating 2 colors for a while, dark gray and light gray, and I will change that in each row. And again, if you just want alternating these 2 colors, it's totally fine. It's up to you how you want to have your bag. This is my prototype. I made it with a yarn I couldn't use for anything else. So this is my color scheme for this bag. I alternated orange and light milk white, and then I proceeded in the solid orange. Then I alternated gray, orange, milk, and orange and gray again. But this is just a suggestion. Alternate your rows the way you want them to. This is also a great way to use up yarn leftovers. This is exactly what I did for this prototype bag. I just used all these gray leftovers I had, and it turned out pretty cute. So now back to our current project. This is the bag, and I have 27 rows of ribbon in total. I alternated the dark gray and light gray for a little longer, and I balanced the gray stripes. So now we have this slightly wider bottom, and this is the solution to that. I will add a decorative stitch, and I will keep stitching into this same row, into this same ditch. I insert my hook and I pull the yarn of the black color, and I need to grab the working end, not the short end, but the yarn. Then I insert my hook into the next hole, into the next gap, and then I pull out the next loop. And this is the way I will go for this entire row of decorative stitches. It is a bit tricky in the beginning, but you will get used to that. And my advice, please keep the same tension, keep your braids of the same size, so it will look nice and neat. Please keep this alignment. Don't switch between the rows. Stay in this same row, in this same ditch, and maintain the straight line. It might look complicated, but once you start it, you actually will notice where to go, and it will get a bit more clear. And believe me, that is worth adding this decorative stitch, and it will also make the form of your bag more straight and pleasant. Here you go. Don't hurry. Pick your next stitch. Keep the same straight line. Once you have it in your hands, it will feel better. I must admit, it's quite a satisfying thing to do. It's really nice, a bit tricky around the corners, but otherwise, and you already see the results. Yeah, one side is absolutely straight and the other side is still a bit bigger. So now I'm about to join this stitch, and while cutting, please be very careful. Cut the end which you still can pull out. So this is the right end to cut. Weave in this end so that you recreate this braid form. Here it is, all nice and straight. Turn the bag inside out within the ends, and you can use the lighter to melt the cut off ends so it will prevent from frying. Not much to comment at this point. I'm just securing all loose ends. Then I will cut them and I will use lighter to melt the ends so that they will not unravel and escape. I don't weave in much, just a little bit to make sure that the ends are secure, and the melting will help to secure these ends in place. Be careful, don't burn yourself. Better use a fire very shortly so your thread will not catch fire. Just really shortly, only to melt this loose end a little bit. And today my other kitty is doing quality control and she approves. The body of the bag measures 7.5 inches in height and about 4.5–5 inches in width. The main body of the bag is now finished, and I will show you how I created this flap. I'm actually quite proud of it. It looks very decorative. It is wide enough and it gives your bag this handmade feeling. Like in the beginning, I do a slip knot and then I chain 18. Next, I place a double crochet into the third chain from the hook. And I keep placing double crochets till the end of this row. I am placing my last double crochet here into this last stitch, and next I will form a granny corner. So I chain 1, I will place a cluster of 2 double crochets right into this same space, 1 and 2, then I chain 1 again, and I place another cluster of 2 double crochets right into this same space. Next I chain 1 and I place my last double crochet into this same space. This way I created 3 chain spaces, and right in the middle is our granny corner. Next I will place double crochets into each stitch of this previous row, and I will continue doing that until the end of the row. In each of these chain spaces I will place another granny corner. Here I am at my last stitch, and after that I will chain 2 and I will turn my work. I will go in double crochets, and at first I will proceed with double crochets in each stitch, and I will meet you at this corner. I've just placed my last double crochet, and now I have my first chain space. So I will place a granny corner into this space. So 1 double crochet, 2nd double crochet, chain, and right into this same chain space 2 more double crochets. Chain 1, in the next chain space again 2 double crochets, chain, and again 2 double crochets. chain 1, and into the last chain space again a granny corner. So first double crochet, second double crochet, chain 1, and again double crochet, and the last one here. That is how it should look like. I have 3 granny corners next to each other. And next I will continue in double crochets until the end of this row. I arrived at the end of the row, and before I finish my last double crochet, I will introduce a new color. I will go in black. I secure my new color, and then I chain 2, and I will turn my work. Next, I will do a ribbon pattern. So I need to find this second double crochet of this previous row, and I will do a front pass double crochet first, then back pass double crochet, again front pass, and back pass double crochet, and I will keep alternating these front and back pass double crochets until I reach my granny corners. Here I am. I'm placing the last back pass double crochet, and next I will keep forming the granny corner. So I have this chain space between the clusters of 2 double crochets, and I will repeat doing the same granny corner. So I place 2 double crochets, chain, 2 double crochets. Next one is not a corner anymore. I will just place a granny cluster between the corners. So here in this next chain space, go 2 double crochets right there, chain 1 in between, and again granny corner, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Chain 1 and the granny stitch between the corners, chain 1 and the last granny corner, two double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And next I will need to find this first double crochet, and I will do a back pass because that was the last stitch before the granny corner, so I want to do that symmetrically. So here it goes, back pass double crochet. It can be a bit tricky but manageable. Then front pass double crochet, and I will keep alternating front and back pass double crochets until the end of this row. I arrived at the end of this row, so my last stitch will be just a double crochet into the last stitch, and now I want to go around with my black color. So I chain 2, and I will place 6 double crochets till the middle stitch. So place them not too tight but also not too loose, and important to maintain the same distance between the double crochets so it looks intentionally. So I did 6 double crochets. Now I place the 7th right into the corner, and then I need to add 6 more double crochets for the symmetry. I must admit I improvised on this flap. When I was making a prototype bag, I just tried to do something and it turned out quite nice. So I want to show you how I did that, and that is why I'm trying to recreate whatever I improvised. So here goes my last double crochet in black, and I do not finish my double crochet because I want to introduce another color again. So I go in with light silver, and this is how I usually introduce the new colors. So you don't really see the connection, it flows in naturally. So I connected the thread, and then I did 2 more chain stitches, and then I need to fill in 2 more double crochets, just standard double crochets, before I can continue with a ribbon pattern. So I place them at the same distance, just initial double crochet, which was just chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. And next I am repeating front and back post. If it seems too complicated or too much, please feel free to just go in double crochets without the ribbon pattern, no front and back post, just the standard double crochets. It will be more flat, but if it's something you want to, it's up to you. And again, I arrived at the end of this side, so I'm placing the last back post double crochet, and then again I crochet a granny corner. So I place 2 double crochets into the chain space, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1 in between, but actually this chain 1 in between is not really necessary, so you can omit it and just do granny stitches without. And I arrived at the end of this row, and I'm placing 3 double crochets in the end just to balance the other side. Here you go, and this is how the flap looks like. Now is the last step. I just connect the flap to the back side of the bag. I chain 1, I cut thread, I leave enough thread so that will be sufficient for sewing in to the back part of the bag. Align the middle of the flap and the middle of the back side of the bag and sew it in. This is how I did that. If you don't want to sew it on, you can maybe just crochet these 2 parts together. You will have a more textured seam, but you can experiment if you want to. That is how the finished flap looks like. You can leave it like that, or you can add a nice long tassel. But before that, I will unravel this last stitch of the back body, and I will introduce another color, a new color, an existing color, the dark gray color, and we'll go around in single crochets or in front and back paws single crochets, and then I will show you the stitch I used for the flap. Just do a decorative top stitch. And this is the stitch I used for the flap. It adds more texture and it is more sturdy, so I really like how it looks on the flap. It gives it a very nice finish. You can leave the flap like this, or you can add a very nice and long tassel. So for the tassel, I just cut the rope in about 8 inches pieces. I connected them, I tied them in the middle, then I bent them and I tied them again. I added a nice decorative element and I secured it on the front of the flap. And that's it, your crochet phone bag is ready to use. If you'd like to turn it into a hands-free crossbody bag, you can follow the adjustable strap tutorial that's now on your screen. Just click on the next video and I'll show you exactly how to make it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye!